All right, next question was from, this is no name. Okay. I have been struggling to write for the, oh, sorry, this is from Claire. This is from Claire. I have been struggling to write for the last few years, not only journaling and blog posts, but even writing to-do lists, grocery lists, notes, etc. For the longest time, I think part of it was purely to avoid the pain I get when I use my arms and hands for a lot of things, but I'm starting to get back to it little by little. I think this is my 10-year-old inner child trying to run my life on some level. Thoughts, anyone? Thanks. So Claire, you of course are an INFJ. I know you pretty well. Thank you for asking this question, and thank you for letting me do this video instead of typing. So I actually asked in your post, do you think there's a psychosomatic part, that the psychosomatic situation that's playing a part in this case? And you said, yeah, probably. I'm paraphrasing here, so if I've misunderstood, please let me know. And when you're in chronic pain for so long that you then begin to associate tasks with pain, so you start to anticipate that you're going to have pain with certain tasks, then the psychosomatic pain basically means that you can feel the pain even if it wouldn't normally be painful. So your body is still perceiving there to be pain, so therefore the pain receptors are activated, and then you feel the pain. Now, I'm not saying you're not feeling pain doing these things. I was just wondering if there was a specific thing where you felt like, you know, your physiology had improved so much that you felt like, you know, it might just be like a psychosomatic hangover, but it doesn't sound like that's actually the case. So thank you for clarifying that for me. Writing lists is not necessarily indulgent for your 10-year-old inner child, which is in your case is in the inward-facing thinking, the scientist for an INFJ. It is actually to give, like, okay, if you do it excessively, then of course it is excessive, and then it is indulgent. But it doesn't sound like that to me, because you were saying you're not even doing grocery lists or to-do lists or things like that. Or you've started to do that now. So what I would say to that is that understand that your 10-year-old inner child, as the scientist, needs a certain amount of structure within which it will feel really safe. So doing things like lists and so on is a good idea, just so long as you don't do it, you know, for longer than, you know, 10 minutes or 5 minutes or something like that. So you don't get into a massive 3-hour list making session, because what you're doing then is you're trying to control everything. You know, what's going on in the outside world, or everything that needs to be done. And then it's only a small half step from that into starting to criticize yourself for not being able to do all those things. So when you're struggling with chronic pain, you need to really know what is a reasonable ask. You need to know that when you're in chronic pain, and the same is for PTSD, if any of you are struggling with PTSD, this applies to you as well, is that you know, do small little things and you do the best that you can, but you also have enough self-respect to stop before you start really injuring yourself or hurting yourself. Okay? So be really, you know, you were saying you're starting little by little. That's fantastic. And on behalf of your inner children, thank you for doing it that way. You're starting little by little. You kind of know when it gets overboard when you start to do like half an hour, hour and a half list making sessions. Something else that I was thinking there, that if it does hurt your arms to use them, or your hands to use them, is get a recording device, or get voice to text translator, So you can use that for your notes. Most smartphones already have that. So when you go into the notes section or, your little notepad or whatever, most of the time it already does voice to text. So you can actually make your lists without using your arms. But just make sure that the lists that you're doing are there to serve you and you not be the prisoner of the lists. Okay? So I hope that helps you, Claire. Just be gentle with yourself. Oftentimes we get a lot of these chronic pain conditions because we haven't been kind to ourselves. We've overextended ourselves. So it's almost like our body's way of saying, hey, you need to pay attention to me now. So yeah, pay attention to yourself, be kind to yourself, and do the things that you can little by little with that extra self-respect piece in there. Okay? Thanks for the question, Claire. And thank you for letting me answer it in this format.